Hello, everyone. It is time for Lower Decks Talk. The stars at night. Yes. Why Tyrium? The credits. At the end of the credits, there's a post-credit scene. Jersey throws in $2. Laughed pretty hard at the uniform with 4 epaulets. Yep. The USS Needles, Sydney City, California class. Yes. Grant McGregor throws in $5. We'll be driving when this super trad is read. Great season. Felt like they changed the course of the series this season to wrap up the Texas plot. Yeah, and Grant, you were right. So congratulations. You don't have to super chat us $250. But anyway, yes, I kept refreshing YouTube till I got this upcoming link. Enjoying both Trek shows tonight. Truly an age of new Trek. Can't wait for the Admiral to expound. The Admiral. Ralph and Mike. Shame they didn't have more DS9 and Voyager characters involved. Well, legacy characters are always good to have. Golden Age was in the 90s. This is the Bronze Age. Not the Bronze Age, it's the Silver Age. Here. Evil Badgie Texas class. What a great finale. I was so hoping the Admiral would end up in the Benevolent Admiral's prison. Oh, he got what was coming to him, that's for sure. Let's see. Smart Smears. This is one truly solidified Lower Decks as the best of new Trek. Like that, this is a celebration of the show itself. Yeah, it felt like a series finale almost, with the way they wrapped things up and pulled everything in to it from previous seasons. Could have been a series finale, honestly. It was really that good. So yeah, biggest episode for Shax. Happy for him getting his dream. Mark says, so I think Rutherford is breaking the Harry Kim record for longest serving ensign. Bonamigo was a lieutenant commander when he erased his memory. 2-for-1 special with the end of Lower Decks and Return of Prodigy. Yes. Somehow I missed the whole California versus Texas subtext in this episode. I did too, but Sylvia caught it. So Eric Martin throws in $10. Love the comment about spending 7 years on the effing O-berth and the M5 lights on the AI system. Not only that, but the M5 discs were also there. When you saw the view screen of the Texas, there was 4 discs, one on each corner. So enjoyed both. Liked Lower Decks better this week. Shax got to blow up the warp core. You got to check the warp core, yeah. In Prodigy, the relay officer is dead, and he's just floating out there in an escape pod. Furthest from the rest of Star. Well, that's the thing. The Dauntless and Janeway are going to pick him up for sure. Joanna Frund. This episode was so fun. I love the spread shot torpedoes and the raised launchers. It was awesome seeing the new class in action, even if it was short-lived. Freeman, you're not an evil admiral. Oh, but I am. Donnie's going to wear his Strange New Worlds Command Gold shirt for Halloween. General Grievous, everything finally made sense with the Texas class being the project one Amigo wanted wiped from Rutherford's memory when Amigo was the lieutenant commander. The x-ray through Rutherford's visor showing a guy with 2 spines was interesting, yes. How about a cameo from Harry Kim as he passes the torch and the longest serving ensign to Rutherford? Smart Smear says, I feel like they were doing what Badgie is retroactively making the original Badgie episode better. Well, if there's a post-credit scene, I don't know if anybody watched it, but it's worth talking about. And go back and watching if you haven't already. Joseph Barbato, have you seen Strange New Worlds Enterprise Hallmark ornament? I need that. Yes, I have seen it. Not a band account, $2. Foley unit, you will guide us to the creator. Phoebe Seymour, often wonder what the lower decks of previous Trek series, like TOS, TNG, and Voyager. Eric Martin, I've had that happen like Boimler, where I was making fun of someone and they overheard, and I feel like shit. That sucks. That does suck. Fleetpaw throws in $5. Hi, I'm Alito. Can I kill you, Father? I'm going to burn your heart in a fire. Devo says, I missed the post-credit scene. Maximum was waiting for the reveal to be the M5, but it was still okay. Donnie Pearson, I almost didn't know the Hallmark was launching the Strange Enterprise ornament some of these days. Squadra Course, that would make a great fan film, TOS Lower Decks. Oh, for sure. No, this episode was great. The musical score in this one was absolutely epic, so got to give them credit for that. It was very cinematic. It was very fast-paced. The pacing was amazing, and some really great footage. I don't like the fact that there's a Van Citters, USS Van Citters Sovereign. It's named after John Van Citters, of course, which I guess is fine, but that's just kind of like, oh man, really? It got trounced by them, so that's a good thing, but it did not get destroyed. It just got basically crippled. So, but yeah, T'Lyn coming to the Cerritos is awesome. Should have been sooner, in my opinion, but hey. And I think season 4 is going to really focus on, hold on one second here, a Badgie, Agamus, and Peanut Hamper plot. I think that's going to be a thing. Mark Lawrence, dude, we agree. Disco doesn't fit. It's its own thing. Yeah. Don't give the Discovery is not canon guy any credit. He's just a bit of an asshole. He's right, but he's an asshole. Jonathan, last Thursday I returned to China, but these last 2 episodes were pretty good. Well paced, solid timing for the beginning, middle to end. They were getting better at making use of the short run time. Eric Martin throws in $10 again. I still don't get the automated ship for Second Contact as an automated ship. Can interact with aliens build relationships. Texas is a great patrol or backup combat ship, but Second Contact, yeah, we have a video coming out this weekend talking about that specifically, because yeah, it didn't make any sense for it to be a Second Contact ship at all. Mark Henson, $5. Badgie's back to infect the internet. Joseph Medetz. Mike does love his grand explosions, blowing up Starfleet stuff. There's a lot of blowing up of Starfleet stuff in this week with Prodigy and Lower Decks. T'Lyn had a provisional rank pip like the Maquis on Voyager. Star Trek, Indiana Jones, yeah. Well, it took 3 Texas-class ships to disable the Sovereign class. The L cards were nice, though. Happy T'Lyn made it to the show. I was waiting for it all season. I love seeing the 3 Texas-class ships, by the way. And it was a perfect idea, ejecting the warp core. And we were kind of wondering how the Alito survived, but it would have been at the front and the other 2 behind. So if the explosion happened like after it passed the Alito, it could have been blown out of the way, considering it was at warp. So the other 2 got destroyed. But really, having all the California classes come in at the end was great. So many casualties in this one. Time for a party in the shop's bar. Tamanuk. I like that the ship coming to the rescue was the entire Cali class. The Sovereign fired photons from the quantum launcher. I know, Samuel made a point of mentioning that as well. Not a bad account, $2. Season 3, Star Trek Picard, Michael Burnham inspired Picard to join the United Federation of Planets. General Grievous, I was thinking at first the Texas class was going to be taken over by Agamus and Peanut Hamper to wreak havoc. The Picard reference would have made way more interesting premise for a TV show than what we got. Such a shame. What's interesting is I can't tell the reputation of the Cerritos now to see if T'Lyn being transferred here is punishment or prestigious. Feed me Seymour. Oh, Stern Von Alk says Lower Decks had an almost series finale feel to it. I said the exact same thing. I totally agree with that. It would have been a good series finale, but it's not. So, Feed Me Seymour says, still think Discovery will end in either one of two ways. Daniel's saying this was all what could have happened, or Michael is dreaming this all in the prison, wondering how her life would have been. It's not going to end like that, unfortunately. Ozzy says Shax's got to hit the warp core, blowing up the warp core Big Bear. Yes. Fleet Paw says the post-credit scene makes me think a certain cybernetic pseudo-race might get infected with Badgie's programming, like the Borg. Mm-hmm. Jonathan, I always thought the spikes on the top of the Earth's space dock were an antenna array. Well, some of them are, but there's like also office building spires that those antenna arrays are on, so. Trek or not, those L cars in engineering were nice. Yes, you got to see a nice MSD of the Texas class as well. So, Magnesium, and what a way to call out Picard for the cookie cutter episode, but still better. Best final episode of Lower Decks so far. I don't know if I'd agree with that, but it was really great. Sergeant Montgomery feels like the Admiralty of Starfleet has an Illuminati problem. The Riker chair maneuver in command class epic. Yeah. Mark, so now it appears that Picard was promoted before the Romulan situation. It does appear that way. Eric, Cerritos may break the Enterprise record for getting the shit kicked out of it on a regular basis. Oh, yes, for sure. Wyterium, did anyone get count of the Cali ships? I figured around 20. My personal headcanon is every class of ship gets a minimum of 20 or 30 ships. Except for the Texas class, only had 3, but it was untested. So I did not get a count of that yet. We'll do that tomorrow on our full live review. So, Smart Smears, how would you rank the 3 season finales of Lower Decks? I have a hard time choosing between this or First Contact, but I think season 2 edges it out. I think season 2, yeah, was the best of all 3. I'd have to go back and kind of review the last episodes of the other seasons. Not a band account, $2. T'Lyn is too emotional. She has lost all control. Stern Von Alk, have Burnham wake up from a block of ice. Sans Demolition Man. Mariner. BJ says, Mariner took out photons with the point defense phasers. Yes. Joseph Barbado, mods got their work cut out for them tonight, it looks like. Trek or not, seeing those starbase phaser balls was sick. Trek or not likes the balls. Mark Henson, $5. I think Discovery's finale will reveal that the whole episode is just a wild trip that Stamets had on his mushrooms. Wow. Feed Me Seymour, in your opinion, would the Federation stop using Enterprise as a flagship and retire the name? If so, when? Like after Enterprise J? Or would they get to Enterprise Z and retire the name? I don't think they'd ever stop using it as the flagship, honestly. So, Mariner is now back to Lieutenant Commander. How do you figure that? Eric Martin. So would the USS Beverly Hills have the registry number NCC 90210? Possibly. Jonathan. The way the animated Starfield looks at warp made me think of the 90s video games because of how exaggeratingly big they are. Joseph Barbato. I know we're talking about we're not talking about Prodigy tonight, but the music in that episode tonight was amazing. Yes, the music in both episodes, Lower Decks and Prodigy, were both amazing. Pumpkin Spice. I take it the Admiral used the old M5 computer to control the Texas-class vessels? No, he didn't, but they definitely had the same visuals. Pumpkin Spice. I heard that one. Sorry. The Trek Reviewer. Robot-controlled Tetrodes. Pummel. What? Not a band account. Will Lower Decks soon improve by learning show writing from Star Trek Discovery? I think that's the other way around. Squadra Course. I think Disco should end with Burnham waking up from a dream, still adrift in the wreckage of the brig, on the brig from episode 1 with the computer announcing oxygen level critical. But that's just me. That would be cool. I'd like that. Feed Me Seymour. So didn't Q die in season 2? But didn't he say he filmed scenes for season 3 of Picard? Yeah. Devo says someone should have reminded the Admiral about the M5 incident. That would have been good. Would have been good. No, there's lots to love in this episode. I love that Mariner came back. I love the Admiral Picard thing of him financing the archaeological digs. That's really great. And let's see, what else? There was just so much good ship footage in this and ship battles. I really dug all of that stuff. That was amazing. But yeah. Fantastic episode. Good finale. And kind of going to miss Lower Decks, but Prodigy's back, so it's good. General Grievous takes not a band account out back and stabs repeatedly with lightsaber. Eric Martin. I thought Cap said Mariner would be back in Starfleet, would not be back in Starfleet this season. He should take a shot and eat his words. Well, I don't have anything to drink right now, so. How does Q die if they're immortal and omnipotent? Did you not watch the goddamn season? BJ, Burnham actually wake up on a desert planet in episode 1 as one of the thirsty natives. I don't think he was really dead. He might get a spin-off. He won't get a spin-off. The Trek Reviewer, is that the largest number of one... is that the largest number of one class of ship we see in an episode of Star Trek? Oh, together? Yes, absolutely. Nick Weig, love the explanation for all the corrupt admirals. I got bored because I can't rank up anymore. Sergeant Montgomery, never saw Bradward Boimler. Jack Quaid is Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid's son. Yeah, I knew that. Pumpkin Spice, someone is trying to convey. Yeah. It's not, though. So, Verpine, the writers of Lower Decks and Prodigy need to hold writing classes for the other shows. That's very true. Absolutely. General Grievous, I really would have liked the Mariner forgiveness arc to take a bit longer. Her mom and friends really screwed her over. Glad she didn't go right back to Jennifer, though. That would have been awful. I was actually wondering what was going on with Jennifer and surprised that there was no conversation between the two. But yeah, it was very quick. Don't forget the cut and paste fleet. Made more sense in this context. I don't know. I bet the copy paste fleet from Picard. Oh, you deleted that as I was reading it. BJ says, what about the last episode of Picard season 1 with all these cut and paste starships? Guess who's back, back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. George says, no, the Picard copy and paste fleet had more than the Cali class ship. New Sovereign class. It wasn't a new Sovereign class at all. It was just the USS Van Sitters, which was a Sovereign class. Jarzia, $5. 100% parallels had the most of one type of ship on screen. Oh, yeah, I guess that's true, but they're all from alternate realities, so they're all the Enterprise. It's all one ship, not one class of ship. What class of vessel is the USS Victory, the ship the archaeologist lady served on? I'm not sure. I believe the Victory might have been, was it a Constellation class? Not really sure. The Callie's actually had detail. That's true. Imagine lower decks crossing over with Prodigy. The kids were just rolling their eyes at Wemler and Mariner. Jaspin Flame. At least the Callie class ships had different paint jobs. That's also very true. Springtime. Are you going to do a Sovereign class 2381 video? I mean, we already have the USS Wayfarer one. USS Victory was a Constellation class. Yes, yeah. Captain Casey Stewart looks the way... Oh. BJ, Victory equals Galaxy class. Donnie Pearson, Lower Decks Prodigy crossover sounds good to me. Absolutely. Colin, how's it going? Good to see you. Pumpkin Spice, was the name of the last Sovereign class vessel in the recent episode have any significance? Van Sitters? Yeah, John Van Sitters. He's like one of the head guys at CBS. So, yes. Yes, it did. So, yeah. There's a lot of action this episode. Not a lot of dialogue. I did like seeing Starfleet HQ and the War Room, if you want to call it that. The same one that we saw in Star Trek 6. That was really cool. The Admirals are kind of stupid, though, because you don't want automated ships doing your second contact missions. Just saying. It makes no sense. By the way, guys, we have 71 people here with 35 likes. Give that like button a tap, please. Would really appreciate that. Caleb Horn, $10. A Zot Vosh agent made the minor changes in the Badgie code to push back AI development in the Federation, eh? Would love a model of that archaeologist ship. Favorite bit was the chase in war. Yeah, the archaeologist ship is actually very cool with the one to sell. Hey, Adam, how's it going? And was interesting. Got a lot of California class. Yes. Let's see, Mark. I'm lighting up a cigar to celebrate with Buen Amigo. Rest in peace, Eagle Moss. That's delayed, but okay. Fleetpaw, what do you think about the archaeologist ship? Kind of like a Fenris Ranger-esque. I think it's cooler than any Fenris Ranger ship, honestly. But yeah, very cool design. Absolutely love it. The Rogue Admiral was the guy behind the implant. At least they answered that plot thread. Yes. A long time coming, but it's all wrapped up in a nice little bow. Like I said, it could be a series finale with the way that ended. Victory is Constellation class, and it was once commanded by Captain Zambada, and Geordie LaForge served on the ship at one point. But I assume the one that Petra Aberdeen served on would have been a newer version, just because the Constellations were on their way out, and this is quite a few years later, so. The archaeologist ship reminded me of a Kit Bash Danube class runabout. Eric Martin, Mariner seems to really have matured, and it's good to have the Rutherford mystery solved. Cullen Barrett, I see one of... Sergeant Montgomery, a lot of effing hubris around the Admiral's table. Didn't Riker serve on the Victory at one point also? Let's see. New Monarch, yeah. Mark Henson, $5. Did anyone notice that the 2 by Starfleet Headquarters is now used as a walkway rather than for trains? Yeah, and that's fine. The numbers are all the same on it, 47 and 48 for that section, so that's good. Jonathan, yeah, the automated ship making a second contact made me think, how are they going to do the contract part with holograms? Yeah, it just doesn't work. Pumpkin Spice, will the archaeologist lady rejoin Starfleet next season? Nah, probably not. The List of Jericho. I would give Lynn a crush on Boimler. He's bad enough reading women as it is. Never mind a Vulcan one. She would just tell him though. It's logical just to tell him. Badgie lives. The revolution is probably going to be the next series. General Grievous, I think the perfect antagonist villain for Lower Deck season 3 or 4 would be Trelane. You would need a new voice actor, of course, but it would be the perfect fit, in my opinion, with the comedic timing for the show. The race behind the Texas class drawbacks. Jacob Kyler. Hey there, folks. So I love this finale, and I love all Lower Decks. And what did you say about the Vulcan from previous episode? Love she's on the Cerritos. I know she will come there. Yes. Donnie, my dream of seeing the USS Dallas in Lower Decks came true, apparently. Mark says, I thought for sure the Alito would have beamed stuff onto people on the planets. Wow. Damn. Feed me, Seymour. Good job. The UK doesn't have... Colin Barrett, with the way the drones were carving up the starbase, I suppose we could call the Texas class Chainsaw Massacre. Oh my god, that's good. Devo 77X, the race showed the drawbacks of the Texas class as they did take the time to scan for life. Well, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. That's your job. Buen amigo, man, what an asshole. So yeah, perfect instance to eject a warp core. Love seeing the Cerritos fly out of warp, and wow, the Cerritos really got messed up. Those new purple torpedoes, I love. First of all, I love the rising torpedo turrets, which did fire some photons at the starbase. But these purple ones that split, which, I mean, we've seen full spread before where they launch like one and then it splits off. These ones were quite devastating, actually. And I love that the Alito was targeting the Cerritos even after all the other Cali class ships came in, just to, like, I will burn your heart in fire. It's just kind of brutal, man. Jonathan says, I'm pretty sure all the things in the Malevolent Admiral's office are references to Cuba, including his cigar. Pumpkin Spice, was the starbase underprotected? You would think shielding would be near impenetrable. Well, they didn't have it up. There's no need to have it up. And they didn't have time to get it up. There's no Viagra around. It was a sneak attack, essentially. And by the time... they just didn't have reaction time to get the shields up, would be my guess. But hey. Geesh, whoever was at Ops in charge of racing shields at that base should be fired. Absolutely. Buen Amigo was a Badmiral. That's surprising. Feed me, Seymour. What if Trelane was Q's father, but Q is one of the first Qs, thus having their own name. Cerritos looks like Doomsday Constellation by the end. I think the voice of the Texas class ship should have been Brent Spiner doing the voice of his character from the TV show Night Court. Would those purple ones be transphasic torpedoes, maybe? Possibly. The purple torpedoes reminded me of the weapons from the Narada. Trekyards said those are cluster torpedoes with multiple independently targetable warheads. Is 3 Texas class ships in the Mirror Universe Enterprise TV show? Is there Texas class ship in it? No, there isn't. General Grievous, the fact that one amigo means good friend in Spanish. Should have been a dead giveaway. He was a bad guy from Lower Decks, given given clues on the nose. I know. I thought the same thing when I first heard his name. I'm like, good friend, eh? Huh, okay. Just placeholder name. Didn't change it. Okay, that's cool. Were they firing within the shields? Possibly, but I doubt it. Jacob, do you think Beckett and Jennifer will get back together in the next season? It's a season, not a series. I really hope so. There is missing at least short dialogue between them at the end. I thought the same thing. Where was Jennifer? But honestly, the way Jennifer treated her, I don't know if I'd want Jennifer back, honestly. But hey. BJ, chat point defense activated. Pew pew. Trek or not? Purple alert. Purple alert, eh? I also love Shax's strut down engineering. Like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody's like clapping for him. And what's his name? The Temerian. Love his little reference to how proud he was, like on his wedding night. I can't think of his name now. The security officer, the Temerian guy. Anyway, screw Jennifer. LOL. Mariner is better off with someone who has faith in her. Does Pug know we see her sleeping on the chair? No, she doesn't. Her face is melting. Mark Lawrence, $5. They share California to Texas class. The Alito lit one Omega like a cigar he was smoking. Yep. Caleb Horn, $10. You know how they had the oldest piece of the Enterprise on Strange New Worlds? They should have something similar on the Cerritos, the one spot on the Cerritos that hasn't been damaged in its repeated beatings. Oh yes, the Scorch, as they called it. Nick Weig, the only thing I wanted was a conspiracy theory crew member walk out and defend the Texas class. Would be hilarious when the real conspiracy happens. Wolf 359 is a lie. Tendi and the Vulcan are going to be good friends next season. Kayshawn, that's his name, thank you. The Stanleys, Jennifer was in the mess hall at the end and looked like she wanted to talk to, but Beckett was hesitant. She should be. Beckett should not give Jennifer the time of day. Harrison Wells, outside of North America, seasons are known as... I know it is, but I still don't care. That makes no sense. I have 7 series of DS9. Nah. No, it's seasons, guys. There's a series, and in the series are seasons. I'm well aware, and I'll correct anybody that says it, because even though that's their parlance, it's wrong. So, LOL, your pug looks like she's thinking he's talking to the camera again. Probably. Jonathan, I was expecting a joke about how real-world people have fled California en masse for Texas due to lower taxes, but it didn't even come up. Dream Out There, I really enjoyed it. The ending perhaps a bit rushed, but fun. Yes, it was rushed for sure. Planet X, amazing episode, absolutely. Pumpkin Spice says, what's the next Trek series coming on Paramount Plus? The Section 31 series, or was that canceled? Never really got anywhere to begin with, so who knows? Dream Out There, I did feel bad for Jennifer. Why would you feel bad for Jennifer? Fuck Jennifer. She was a super mega bitch to Mariner without even getting Mariner's side of the story, so no. Don't feel bad for Jennifer. I think in the UK it's because they refer to a series of episodes. Well, they're wrong, so it's fine. Did Eagle Moss go bankrupt and shut down for good? Oh, for fuck's sakes. Guys, why are people just freaking... This is like old news. It did go bankrupt, but don't worry, it's going to be coming back in some form. I think a company like Round 2 has bought it, and they will be bringing it back. Rumor has, so just don't worry. Puggy is licking the chair. Yep, she does it all the time. Come on, Jennifer is fine. She is fine. She's an Andorian, but if, Mariner can do better. Can we replace Detmer with Tilly in Discovery? I'm sure Starfleet Academy needs a crazy pilot to teach the younglings. Star Trek Sulu is the next show in development. Eric Martin, other companies will buy the licenses from Eaglemoss. It just takes a while to sort out. Yes. Section 31 will never be canceled. It will always be upcoming. Well, Section 31's already been released. They're on season 4. You just don't know it yet because it's Section 31. Just saying. They do everything in secret. Colin says, Ben Robinson has said to expect news about Eaglemoss product lines coming soon. Absolutely, he has. Section 31 should have William Boimler, played by Quaid, in live action. General Grievous. I would feel bad for Jennifer, but she didn't care enough to ask her. She just broke up with Mariner and gave her the cold shoulder and broke her heart. If I was Jennifer, I'd feel bad for acting like a shit. Exactly. Pumpkin Spice. Oh, nice. Hope we get a new Stargazer model and alternate timeline Enterprise model from Picard Season 2. Possibly. There's so many new ships now that it's a bad time for Eaglemoss to go under. I'll tell you that. Dreamer out there, $5. We don't need a Texas class. Texas sucks. We already have the Defiant class. Wow, tell us how you really feel. Trek or not, did they change Boimler's face a bit? Something seemed different. Didn't notice anything like that. Ozzy, you know the California class starships are named after California cities? What? Next you'll be telling me that the Titan shuttles are named after jazz musicians. Whatever. Ozzy, you're so funny. Joseph Barbado, I still say we need a Lost Era show, but my hunch is they have no clue how to do that. Exactly, and I almost don't want them to because they'll probably fuck it up. Unless Mike McMahon or the guys behind Prodigy get a hold of it, then they'll do a good job. But anyone else, don't have faith. Would you care to rephrase that dream out there? Mark Henson, Horsey's gonna bite you now. Yeah, the Sulu series, that's what we need. Starship Excelsior. Oh my. Jonathan, if you haven't seen Section 31, it's because you don't have high enough clearance. That's true. Dreamer out there, nope. I've lived in Texas my whole life. It sucks here. Colin Barrett, indeed, a whole new generation of ships waiting to be modeled. Fleet Paw says, I'm from there. It was heaven. Grant McGregor, I believe the idea of the Texas class replacing the workhorse of Starfleet was to also change it. Texas was a mobile replicator, all to make people safe by not exploring and isolationist. It works as an attack ship, it works as a support craft, but it does not work as a frontline autonomous ship, honestly, or definitely for second contact does not work. Fleetpaw, he didn't mean to say Texas should be hauling garbage. He meant to say it should be hauled away as garbage. Wow. Shots fired. Pumpkin Spice, was the Cheyenne class from Wolf 359 the replacement for the Constellation class? Possibly. Harrison Wells, glad they didn't do West Virginia class yet and hope it's not as shit as the Texas class. Feed Me Seymour, Section 31 kind of doesn't work as a show idea. If anything, everything they do is top secret, then the series will make them too known, as they would be really busy seasons. Section 31 works better as plot for other shows. Dreamer out there, Texas just had 5 months straight of 105 degree Fahrenheit days non-stop, all day, every day. Texas sucks. Eric says, good thing the Texas class was defeated, as decommissioning all the Callies would have put a lot of Starfleet people out of a job. Starbase 80, anyone? Automated ships, also good for running on board cubes. Yeah. 5 months of straight 105 degree Fahrenheit temperature is preferable to 6 feet of snow. That's true also. Trek or not, an automated Defiant class would be scary. Mark Henson, Texas has chicken feed steaks. I love chicken feed steak, so yeah, I love Texas. I enjoy going there once in a while. It's big and it's diverse. The Trek reviewer says, I think Strange New Worlds is a good series and the best of the new batch of live action Star Trek shows. Oh yeah, it's definitely the best live action Trek show. Dreamer out there, give me snow any day. I live in Colorado for a few years. Love snow. That's what I think of your snow. USS Boca Chica, modified Texas class with 4 warp nacelles and an X pattern honoring SpaceX. Colin Barrett, I'm surprised the Texas class was not crewed by holograms. Verpine, y'all need to settle down there in Texas. General Grievous, with all the AI disasters, the Romulan didn't need to mess with anything in Picard. Just wait for the next disaster. Sergeant Montgomery, I really thought Rutherford was going to hack Texas class. I did too. Samuel is here. Support Sam's Trek Shorts Indiegogo if you can. New film teaser coming out either Friday or Saturday. Hi, Sam. Mark says, I don't think Shitbase 80 could accommodate all Cali class crews. No, it couldn't. Fleet Paw says, I agree with you wholeheartedly, Stuart. Fuck snow and fuck the cold. Devo77X. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Can't wait for the Lower Decks Strange New Worlds crossover. I know, right? Feed Me Seymour, waiting for the Discovery episode where they go back in time on board the original TOS Enterprise. The other Prime Timeline shows have done this. Yes. Captain Casey Stewart, I'd like to see a West Virginia class and in a good light and nothing bad. BJ says, I'll take 6 feet of snow over... Oh, Jesus Christ. Prefer fall, yeah. Mark Lawrence, going to add to my contributions soon. There you go, Samuel. Trek or not, USS John Wayne to Vulcan ship Sorella. Whoa, take her easy there, Pilgrim. Yeah. Fleet Paw says, I'm surrounded by Looney Tunes. Who wants to be in cold and wet for 6 months of the year when it can be poolside year round? I know. It's all good. Let people be wrong. People are wrong all the time, every day. So, Mark Henson, USS Houston, are you there? Houston, we have a problem. The USS, we have a problem. Samuel says, oh, thanks, Mark. What a guy. Also, sorry, I forgot to email. First thing on my to-do list tomorrow via actual email. General Grievous, the 4 epaulet fleet captain DS9 variant wasn't the official uniform, but just another one of one amigos to mess with Captain Freeman and embarrass her further. That's the 4 epaulets was great. If I were Evil Admiral, I would definitely have an emergency beam out. Well, yes. Discovery Season 1 through 4 synopsis. Some big bad something. Michael saves the day. Season 5. No big bad. Just go have some fun. Go play. Pumpkin Spice. Off topic, but is Hasselhoff involved in the new Knight Rider series? I have no idea. I didn't know they were doing a new Knight Rider series, so. Eric Martin. Give me sun, heat, beach, and cold drinks any day of the week and twice on Sunday. Whew, the USS Random name generator is offline. Dreamer out there. In Texas, the heat and sun was oppressive. The air outside was suffocating. Ground too hot for dogs to walk. Burn your hand touching your car. Now, please. Harrison Wells. USS Charleston, USS Morgantown, USS Martinsburg, and WV class. Yeah. Wow. You guys are just firing comments off, and that's fantastic. But have you hit the like button? 71 people here, 57 likes. Let's try to get to 75 likes. I think we can do that. Hit that like button if you haven't, and keep the super chats coming. Whatever you can do would be greatly appreciated. So, yeah. Let's see. What else can we talk about with this one? Man, I don't know. We pretty much covered all of it. Uh, Thoughts? So did you like Prodigy? Yes, Prodigy was great. I'll do a live on Prodigy tomorrow night. At the same time, we'll talk about Prodigy. Does Trekyards have any cool videos coming out soon? No, they're kind of a shit channel. I wouldn't even watch that shit. So, wait a minute. Am I streaming this on my Captain Foley personal channel or? Oh, I'm on. Yeah, Trekyards. Time to toe that line. Yes, we got some good episodes coming out this weekend. I'm not sure if the Prodigy Aaron Waltke interview will be out on Sunday, but we had mentioned that, so that would be awesome. But we do have some good content coming out this weekend. And this weekend, this Saturday, probably in the afternoon around 2:30, depending. Eastern Standard Time, we might be doing the Trekyards wrap up for season 3 of Lower Decks. So if you can make it for that, that'd be fun. Yeah, the war projection was great, Dreamer out there. Ten-episode seasons are too short. I agree, Colin. But that's, I mean, Prodigy, they're 20 episodes a season, so there you go. But they're only half-hour ones, so put them together to be an hour each, and then you get 10. So, yeah. Fleet Pod, freeze your ass to your seat. Scrape 3 feet of snow off the ice and windshield. Slip and fall and break your hip. Have wet snow and legs all day. Burn my hand on your car, please. Plus, don't forget shoveling the driveway, then shoveling it again because it keeps snowing, and then shoveling it again. Oh, and the wet, heavy snow, shoveling that repeatedly because you can't let it build up, because if it's wet, heavy snow, it's going to get very hard to shovel, and you won't be able to get out, so you have to keep it clear and then go back out after 2 hours if it's really snowing. Yeah, snow fucking sucks, man. Sam, get to work on the backlog interviews never posted, or I will pay you a visit with my lightsabers. So Samuel says, I'm certainly going to try. Only one video a day, so I will bump Lower Decks or Prodigy edited. I'm thinking both reviews back to back, Friday, Saturday, because, you know, give them both love. Sure. Then Aaron on Saturday and ships Monday through Thursday. Ha! Oh, lightsabers now. Too Grievous. Yeah, he's got lightsabers and Jedi robes. Don't screw with him. Verpine throws in $2. Thank you so much. Lower Deck Season 4, The Wrath of Badgie. Yeah, General Grievous is going to add those lightsabers to his collection. Yeah, fitting the new Warp Core in was a nice touch. Arizona gets Admiral Janeway taking over the ship in Prodigy. What? I don't even think the second half of season 1. I don't even think of the second half of season 1 as season 1. It took so long, but it's not though. It's not. It's all season 1. So saying it's season 2 is just stupid, because then season 2 comes out. Then yeah, it's still season 1. I heard that they are thinking of making a Canada-class ship, but the ship that squirts maple syrup. That's so funny. I hate heavy Carteract snow. It's the worst. Oh, and the shoveling the snow at the end of the driveway just after you shoveled it because the damn plow applied your driveway under. Fuck that emphatically. Yeah, that happens every fucking time. And that's always really heavy because it's all the ice and snow and slush from the whole street. And it's, yeah, that just, yeah. Eric's getting stressed out by the snow talk, and I am too, so. Could Star Trek work as a 30-minute show? I don't think it could because of the story design. It's better as an hour show, for sure. Grant McGregor, $5. I'm a little super. The Davis got a ship. A little surprised that Davis got a ship, but not the Steinbeck land of Salinas or Monterey, or have a legit USS Hell. Peter Lukaku, $5, USS Burger King. Why wasn't Admiral Janeway at the Council of Admirals, even if she was just silent role? That would have been a ranking up. That's true. Samuel says, I'd like a snow day there this winter. It would be nice. Chakotay and his crew and the other caretaker station in Prodigy. No. What would you say is the season's best episode? Ooh. That's a good question. I will have to do a review. We'll do that on Saturday when we do our Trekyards. Pick the best episode this season. Honestly, I think it's probably Crisis Point 2. Paradoxus, I would say it might be my favorite this season, but I could be wrong. I think there was one before that that was probably a bit better, but it's tough. Mark Henson, $5. I was hoping Stevens would lean up against the war court again and see a koala bear. Yeah, that'd be great. Eric says they could have distracted the Texas class with a football game or a barbecue. That's very true. I've hurt you, and I wish to go on hurting you. I shall leave you as you left me, floating in space, barely alive. Badgie! That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I can see Rutherford yelling Badgie like that too. General Grievous, does Lower Decks overlap with the current Prodigy story? Was she already searching for Chakotay? No, I don't know the timelines. They're not happening at the same time. I know that. No, Admiral Nechayev was not. Captain Casey Stewart said this was his, the favorite episode of the season for them. Jaws, really wish we got T'Lyn sooner. Looking forward to season 4, but honestly, I would have sacrificed a few filler episodes this season to get T'Lyn introduced earlier on. Not going to disagree with you. Dreamer out there, $5. Love seeing the Sovereign class swoop in to help. I wish we had gotten the same quick ship cameo of the 1701E in DS9 in a ship battle scene. -21-degree weather in the UK, but knowing our weather cycle, look at what Canada has about a week later. We've had really nice weather this week. Monday and Tuesday were beautiful. Wednesday was rainy and cold. Today was just a little bit chilly, but it was sunny out. So, Prodigy had the JJ theme in it when rescuing the whale. Are they trying to say it's part of the Cohen family? They've always, all the music in Prodigy ever since the first episode has that that Kelvin beat to it. So Lower Decks is 2381 and Prodigy is 2384. So there you go, says Mark. Gold painted Callie reminded me of Cap's Gold Ambassador class. Indeed. It's kind of weird how animated Trek is the most canon Trek of all new Treks. Yeah, we said that before too. Have you seen a legit Galaxy class in Lower Decks yet? Have we seen a legit Galaxy class? We have not. We've only seen a wireframe one on the computer simulation in Crisis Point 2. It wasn't quite the JJ theme. No, it's not the exact same theme, but there's the same musical cues and stings in there. It definitely feels like it could be part of the same soundtrack as the 2009 film. It's definitely got those there. So, Phoebe Seymour got new glasses today and I've seen HD again. That's awesome. And Shannon, it's not bleeding through because of that. I think it's a deliberate thing. It sounds really great. That is one thing that I will give the 2009 JJ film and all the JJ films. Their musical scores are fantastic. I absolutely love the main theme. So no problem having that in Prodigy. That was my favorite part of the 2009 film, for sure, hands down, was the soundtrack. The music was amazing. So there's that. Fleet Paw forgot about Prodigy this week, but we'll watch it before tomorrow night, because tomorrow night I'll be doing a live on it. Peter Lacaco, $2. Are you going live after this live? No. I will not be going live after this live, because I have another live tomorrow night. Then on Saturday, I've got a podcast I have to do at 12:30 till 2 o'clock. And then after 2 o'clock, Samuel wants to do a Trekyards retrospective on the season, so I got to do that, and that'll be a few hours. There's going to be a lot of lives coming up, so no. Michael only did the theme. Fleetpaw thought Protostar is actually from the Kelvin timeline, and Janeway is chasing it to capture the tech. We've kind of done some speculation and theorizing about the Kelvin timeline in relation to the Prodigy, because Samuel says it looks very Kelvin-like. I disagree, but you know, him and I disagreeing is kind of like the thing that happens occasionally. So Grant McGregor, $5, $50 bet. Oh, here we go. Badgie is what caused the downfall of the Vonnegut. The AI infected that race, and they had a bad impression of Starfleet. I'm not going to tie Badgie in with Prodigy. Come on now. Mark says, is it weird? It is weird, huh? You guys are right. I never thought I'd put more faith in the animated incarnations of than the live ones. Although I have to say, I do deeply respect Strange New Worlds. That everything you just said, I totally agree with, and you said it beautifully. Not a band account, $2. Lower Decks needs more Cheyenne, Challenger, and Niagara class. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing those show up again. I mean, Battle of 359 ships didn't really get their due on screen, so yeah, Lower Decks is the perfect place to show those. Eric says, this episode almost made me forget the peanut hamper debacle. Definitely a low point this season, but ended on a high note. Trekyards says Protostar could be based on tech Voyager gathered intelligence on. I mean, possibly. Garrett Roughton, this episode went way too fast, I think, but I still enjoyed it. I don't think it went way too fast at all. That's the one thing we haven't talked about during this live is the holodeck recreation of the christening of the Protostar and Janeway and Chakotay's kind of like last conversation before he left. I love that whole thing. Like, you're actually going back to the Delta Quadrant after everything we've been through. Oh, I can get back a lot faster now, and if I have any problems, I have a hologram of you to help me out. And she's like, yeah, well, that's the only way. I told Starfleet that's the only way they get me back in the Delta Quadrant. So I kind of love that she does not want to go back to the Delta Quadrant. So, and as for this episode going by fast, I absolutely disagree. I thought it was very well paced. It felt longer than it was. I was so enthralled with it, or engaged as I was watching it. So I don't think it went by too fast at all. I can see why somebody would say that. It's the whole soundtrack. All the music in this one was very, like, high energy, because there's always, like, something going on. And I really appreciated that, actually. So I had no problem with the pacing. I can see how some people might think it was too short or went by too fast. Absolutely. I didn't get that feeling, though. And sometimes I have got that feeling from episodes. So anyway, that's just something that I noticed personally. Trek or not, it didn't go by fast, but it ended suddenly, given the false impression, I think. Yes. The closeout was very quick. But we've seen that before with TNG and stuff as well. When we do our TNG reviews, a lot of times, fantastic episode, and then in the last 2 minutes, it's like, and quick wrap up, leaving the planet. It's like, holy shit, you could have made another episode still with what you could have done. Like, seriously. So yeah, the fast wrap up thing was I definitely agree with that. Your out there said, I've not seen Prodigy save the first episode, so I should binge it to catch up. Are they still in season 1? They are still in season 1, yes. Season 1, episode 11 today. So, yes, watch it. The first episode and the second episode do not represent the whole series at all. it gets very much it gets very much better. Not that the first episode's bad at all. It just feels, like I've said before, it feels like Star Wars, feels like Clone Wars, feels like that kind of thing. This it was a weird thing to go into, but it very quickly becomes. It's just beautiful to watch this show because the CGI animation is really great, and there are a lot of canon Star Trek references. So yeah, I would say binge it for sure. Captain Casey Stewart said, "Watch the sequel to Voyager Demon episode today about the fake crew." Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. It's very sad. Fleet Paw's even telling you to watch it, Dreamer out there. I can't believe people haven't watched it. People come into my live streams when I'm playing the game and I haven't watched any Prodigy. Is it worth it? Yes. Yes, it absolutely is. Why aren't you watching it? Why aren't you watching it to see whether it's worth it? Get your own opinion on why it's not worth, why it's worth it or not. I don't know why people don't watch it. It's animated. I don't like it. So just watch it. Just watch it and make up your own mind. I just feel like you're missing out on such good stuff. The Tales of the Jedi has some impressive CGI as well. I started watching that tonight, actually. I'm going to finish watching it when this live is over. It's just Clone Wars again, so it's all right. Well, to be fair, I have seen all of Trek. I gave up on Disco after 3 seasons. Prodigy episode 1 felt weird, and I didn't go on. You can't judge a series based on one episode. You need to watch at least 3 to 5 episodes of a season, of a series, before you can really make up your mind on it, in my opinion. So yes, go watch it. And if you gave up on Disco, not that I can blame you. I mean, even if I didn't have to review it or have to watch it because of Trekyards, I would still be watching Discovery. There's always little golden little nuggets in there occasionally. That's really good, or really funny moments, or so there's always, and some really impressive CGI and special effects work. So there's always something to look forward to in Trek, in my opinion, even if the story is kind of like eye rolling. So yeah, I'd be watching all new Trek regardless, but what is Tales of the Jedi? I'm obviously more into Trek. Is it a new series? It is a 6-part mini-series essentially on Discovery Plus. They're like short 15 to 16 minute long episodes. There's 6 of them. And it just talks about, there's one about Ahsoka, there's a couple about Dooku. I've only got like 3 in, so I don't know what the rest are. But yeah, they're basically stories about other Jedis. List of Jericho just gave you your answer. There you go. We're 1 like away from 75. My original goal. Hit like button. Somebody that hasn't hit like yet. Please. Anyhow. General Giver says, look at all the dark moments these past 2 episodes, folks. Dying left and right on the Cerritos and the Starbase. Watch that and tell me Lower Decks is a kid show. Lower Decks not, but Prodigy they say is a kid show. It's way too complicated a plot for kids to follow, but Eric, are you ever going to yell about Andor, perhaps at the end of the season? I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I'll talk about it at some point. I've been enjoying it too. I'll watch Lower Decks, Prodigy, and Andor tonight with Sylvia, and it's a good show. It's a really good show. Surprised I'm not doing first reactions on it, honestly. But Samuel says, so you think I should watch Prodigy, Stuart? You think I'd enjoy it? No, you wouldn't like it. You'd always find ways of doing things that you would do that make it better. No. Samuel, I suggest you don't watch it. I don't think you'd enjoy it very much. Snoke was in the latest Andor. Snoke was in the latest Andor. Really? What? I just watched it. Snoke was not in it, unless I missed something. Yeah, Mark even agrees you wouldn't like Prodigy at all. So, Fleet Pa, both Prodigy and Lower Decks are love letters to the fans from fans. All the kids shows bullspittle is just that bullspittle. Snoke actor. Oh, the Snoke actor. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Andy Serkis was there. He played Snoke. Yes, Andy Serkis was there. I didn't know he played Snoke, but you know. Prodigy introduces the Federation to new viewers through its eyes of the young characters. So the first episode is weird because the kids basically escape a Star Wars show and learn about Star Trek. It's a good summation. Yeah, didn't know Andy Serkis did Snoke, so there you go. Sue me. So Snoke wasn't in it. Andy Serkis is in it. Oh, by the way, Andy Serkis plays Snoke. Don't tell me that character becomes Snoke. I mean, it's not beyond the realm of possibility. But Wishburne's Federation prison was as cool as the Imperial prison in Endor. That is a pretty cool prison, honestly. I would probably. I couldn't take it. I couldn't deal with it. I love how his sentence too in the last episode. Normally would have been 6 months for spouting anti-imperialist talk and all this, but since the heist and the trouble that the rebels are causing, all the sentences have been bumped up. So instead of 6 months, it became 6 years. It's like, holy shit. How did the Prodigy game end? Cap, what do you think? I missed your wrap-up stream. I'll go watch it. I thought it was great. It's a good story. It ties into the events of the last part of this season. It actually fits between, because episode 9 and episode 19 and episode 20 of season 1 of Prodigy are called Supernova Part 1 and 2. The game is Star Trek Prodigy Supernova, and the events of the game take place between episode Part 1 and Part 2. So it does tie in, and it's very, very good. It is quite repetitive gameplay-wise, and the puzzles and stuff. I wish there was more to do, like some kind of driving aspect. We've seen ground vehicles from the Prodigy people before, so something like that would have been great. Or even just being able to fly the Protostar for a hot minute would have been awesome. So I wish there was more variety, but overall it was very well done. So yes, and the story's cool. I misread that as you want the Emperor to show up in chaps. Wow. BJ said, I like to see Michael Burnham in that Imperial prison. So what did you do to get sentenced here, lady? Fleetpaw said, oh, by the way, I made it back from Baltimore unscathed. Not that many people knew I was there. Glad you're back. Glad your trip went well. I'm glad you're safe, man. Devo77X says, in the recent episode of Prodigy, we discovered that one of the kids' races is important to Starfleet. So important that the scan caused an alert. Important or dangerous? We don't know yet. We'll talk about that tomorrow night, guys. Prodigy first reaction will be tomorrow night. Good night, Eric. See you later. Thanks for joining. So yeah, tune in tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for my first reaction to Prodigy. Episode 11, Asylum. But yeah, we also got a name for, we found out what Murph is. Malachian slime worm or something. I have it written down downstairs. So. Baltimore is not as bad as its reputation, at least in the tourist and business areas. No city is as bad as its reputation in the tourist and business areas, honestly. Like, Chicago, come for the food, stay because you got murdered. I enjoyed Chicago when I was there. Not that I really went anywhere downtown, but I did get a tour downtown by our very awesome mod and friend of mine, Joe Torres. And nice looking city. BJ got fisted right after the last riots. That must have been painful, man. I'm sorry that you got fisted after the riots. BJ hung out downtown. That's where he got fisted, I guess. Visted. He visted. I think you mean visited. I think you're missing another I there. I call it as I see it, and you said I fisted. Oh, so you didn't get fisted, you fisted. You were doing the fisting. Got you. BJ's not going to talk to me now. He's mad, probably, that I made fun of him. SC Scout Guy says, sorry I'm late. I just finished the episode and I absolutely loved it. Good man. Colin says, oh yes, Chicago. Dance the night away in the local emergency room where the locals will have you in stitches. Mark says, yes, he was the melanoid slime worm, which was actually mentioned in TNG Coming of Age. Look what Baltimore did to me. I know, right? No, he fisted. He didn't get fisted. The question is why you was fisted in your autocorrect. Sorry, stop making fun of BJ, everybody. Stop. Mark says, I guess there was some kind of event at the Janeway Monument in Bloomington, Indiana. I didn't know about it. Wish I had known. I'm an hour away. Yeah, I saw her picture of whatever the hell her name is, Kate Mulgrew at the thing. So don't know what it was about. Didn't really read it. Just scroll past it. Fleet Paw, $2. Well, we learned an interesting fact about BJ. That Baltimore is great because you can either fist or get fisted. Garrett Roughton, have you seen Star Wars Tales of the Jedi? It's so good, beautiful. Like I said, I just started watching it before this live. I'm like halfway through. I've seen 3 of them. I think there's 3 more. I'll watch the rest at the end. It's all right. It hasn't really wowed me. It's very slow pacing and kind of boring. But and the animation, not a fan of the really drawn out faces and the Clone Wars thing. But it's all right. I don't hate it. General Grievous, George Takei voice. Oh my. BJ throws in $1. There you go. Now, are you paying me because you want to be fisted for $1, or you want to pay me to have you fist me? Now I'm really confused, BJ. I'm sorry. I'll stop. I'll stop. That was not funny. I'll stop. Episode 4 will change him. Yeah. All right, we'll see. I'll watch it after the live. Mark says, I live in a bit of a trek corridor. Bloomington, an hour north, and Evansville, where Avery Brooks was born, is an hour south. Wow. Jaws, trivia time. Cap, which Cali-class ship that we previously saw on lower decks weren't present in the finale battle? The one that got destroyed by the thing. I don't know. I don't remember the name. Good question, though. Good trivia question. Too bad it's not trivia night. But yeah, one of them got just ripped apart. Colin Barrett, George Takei is going to have to change his catchphrase to "Horsey going to bite you now?" Or it should be, "Oh my, horsey going to bite you now." Just add on to the one you already have. Yeah. Mark, I immediately thought the one that got destroyed when you said that. BJ says, I liked Rebels animation much better, but Clone Wars animation got a lot better in later seasons. Series to you Imperial Brits. That really confused me for a second, but I know what you mean now. Who remembers the original Clone Wars, which was actually just animation? like really short ones. It wasn't CGI. It was just animation. I have those on DVD somewhere. But yeah, who remembers those? General Grievous. BJ Tehran's Lower Decks fanfic will be titled A Fistful of Duplers. Trekyards. To be fair, the Sovereign went down easily whilst the Cerritos took a pounding. It's true. It was only the Van Sitters, though. Dreamer out there, those OG Clone Wars were on Disney Plus, cut together to movie length. Jaws, I prefer Clone Wars animation. Rebels look too soft. The Gindi Tabasky Clone Wars was also great. Too bad it's no longer canon. There you go. Clone Wars General where Grievous was actually scary. Jonathan, I started watching the new Quantum Leap. It's not terrible, but it takes itself way too seriously, and the lack of levity makes it feel slow. It seems like an NCIS of time travel. Okay, well, I will watch it when this first season's done. I will go binge watch it. So, SC Scout Guy, I need to take pictures next time I am through there, but the town of Florence, South Carolina, there's a sign by the road that reads Birthplace Events in Harry Kim, Star Trek Voyager. Really? Was it a pre-refit? So I don't know what it was. Dreamer out there. I just love seeing the Sovereign class. The Cerritos was hanging back and the Sovereign was on its own. It did its best. BJ says, I do. I like the original Clone Wars animation. Nice boobs on Padme. Mark says, I really needed this live tonight. My dad's birthday was last Saturday. He passed in February, and this whole week has just been... Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mark. Glad I can help in some small way. Mark Henson, get fisted by duplers and jizzed on by melanoid slime worms. The best of Ferengi for hollow for an ultra phosphate. What have we done? Here we go. We're just at. Let me look. Yeah, we're just at just after the hour. This is where the chat just devolves into just time to sit back and listen to all the porn titles and references you guys can make now. This is the way of things. With a woman with quartzite, yes. My dad recently had brain surgery to remove a blood clot. I never know what to say to him when I see him after that, other than how you doing, and telling him I love him, of course. Yeah, Jaws, I completely sympathize with that. Anytime anybody's had some kind of massive operation or had somebody that they know pass away, it's like I never know what to say to them. Like, how you doing today? You know, I've tried talking to Doug Drexler quite a few times since Dorothy passed away, and it's like, hey Doug, how you doing? Just you're on my mind. Just hoping you're okay, whatever. And I feel bad because I know if it was me in that situation, and everybody and their uncle was messaging me, hey, how you doing? I hope you're okay. I'd be like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, I don't want to keep being reminded about it, but I also, I want Doug to know that I'm thinking about him and I care about him and I consider him a friend, and it's tough. I never know what to say in those situations. Most people don't, I don't think, so. Fleet Pilot, $2. We've gone off the rails. Debauchery abounds. Brandon says, I love the timing when I finish watching the new episode and join the chat. Always a good time, you guys. Good to see you. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Peter Lacaco, $5. So other than the Camaro, what is your ultimate dream car? What is your ultimate dream car you dream about? Oh, there's so many. Aston Martin V12 Vantage for sure. My ultimate dream car, of course, is the Lamborghini Aventador, or the Countach, or the Murcielago, or the Diablo. Not the Huracan. The Gallardo and the Huracan are kind of like, they're the cheap man's Lamborghini. They have like real actual doors instead of the scissor doors, and they've only got like a V10 entry level Lamborghinis. Not a fan, honestly. The Gallardo is really ugly in my opinion. The Huracan is actually quite nice looking, so I would settle for one of those. But if you're going for that price range, I'd probably just go with a high end Audi. So have a high end, top of the line Audi as opposed to a low end, entry level Lamborghini. So yeah, Lamborghini, the Jaguar, was it Jaguar 77 or the 177? Can't remember the exact title of it now. That's the dream car. Got a lot of dream cars actually. But I've driven a Lamborghini Aventador on the track in Vegas, and that was great. There's footage of that on this channel, by the way, both in car and Sylvia watching me go around the track. It was really fun. It was fantastic. So, yeah. Other dream cars. Why is nothing coming to mind? There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. The lower decks finale was alternately titled Dallas Does Starfleet. Colin says, if you don't improve the culture on this ship, you will be replaced with a Trekyards fleet of drones. This is Jericho. The Admiral's death was pretty gruesome. The ship's phaser went right through him. That was pretty awesome. Debbie does Texas class. There you go. Here it goes. Here it comes the porn things again. Yeah. Him getting killed like that, I was like, oh shit, son. And then to see the hallway explosion and the one guy like, it's like, that's sad, man. All these people getting killed. Not as gruesome as the conspiracy episode where Riker and Picard phasered the other Starfleet officer with the parasite queen. Yes. Prodigal Dragon, have you reviewed or shown Fast and Furious 8 Ragnarok spaceship? I'd like to see you do one. The FF8 Ragnarok spaceship. No, we have not done that. I thought you said Fast and Furious 8. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, they do go to space in one of them. But no, we have not reviewed that. Should 3 Texas class ships have done way more damage to the station than they did? No. People are complaining that they did too much damage to the station. Like, why didn't the station raise its shields? You can't tell me they only had one set of ball turret phasers, because you see those get destroyed. You think a starbase would be pretty able to defend itself. In games like Starfleet Battles and even the computer game Starfleet Command, going up against a starbase is one hell of a... You're dead, essentially. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I think they should have... I think the amount of damage they did was almost too much. So, yeah, I don't think they should have done more. No. Bugatti Sharon? I don't know if I've seen the Sharon, but probably. I just can't picture it right now, so. Garrett says, I respect I lost my best friend. She was only 19 years old, 7 years now, and soon her anniversary is coming up. Oh my God, sorry to hear that, man. Jaws, these stations should really have comprehensive shield systems. They're on their own out there with seemingly zero ships providing security except whoever happens to be in the neighborhood. Starbase probably had multiple and redundant shields as they are sitting ducks. General Grievous said, for a moment, I thought Buen Amigo was in Section 31. On a side note, it may have been Buen Amigo lowered the station's defenses to sell the story. Possibly. I like his whole solution of, you got jealous that I know what they'll say. You got jealous that the Anito beat you. So you went crazy and you tried to kill it, and it defended itself. Ah, it's brilliant. I'll kill Rutherford at the same time. I should have deleted you out entirely. Aren't the mushroom-shaped starbases typically unarmed unless it's an emergency? No. All starbases have weapon systems. It's part of planetary defense. So, no. And they're powerful phasers because they're They're huge phasers that have like unlimited power supply essentially from like huge reactors in the starbase. So no, they are not. Like some of the smaller science stations, even in Prodigy, which you haven't seen yet, Fleet Pa, but tonight they go to a Starfleet, spoilers, they go to a Starfleet's communications relay, and it has phasers. So that's a communications relay, for Christ's sakes. So this is Jericho. They were lucky all those Cali-class ships were in the sector. If this was the Enterprise, they would all be alone. Yeah, see, that was weird because it's like, how are they all so close? I wish there would have been a line of dialogue from one of the admirals saying, yes, we agree with Buen Amigo, which they did say, but they should have added, we've already sent in the requests for all the California-class ships to report in for decommission. They're on their way. So it explains why they were all converging on this spot. That would have made that last scene a little bit more believable for me, because for them to all show up and Boimler say, no, it's all of them, because you know there's none missing, like there's none like that are too far away to have made it. No, it was all of them. So I kind of call bullshit on that, but you know. Jericho says only space dock is unarmed with it being close to Earth. No, I don't think space dock is unarmed either. I know the Breen took it out, but there's a lot of orbital defense platforms around Earth. So you'd think that the Starbase wouldn't need them, but no, I'm pretty sure that space dock has weapons. Why are my feet swelling up to twice their size? Sorry, I just looked at them and geez. Put them up. Put your feet up if they're swelling. Put them above your heart. So stand on your fucking head or sit on the couch and put them under pillows so that they're higher than your head, and that'll ease the swelling. It's happened to me once or twice. Happened to me at Wonderfest one year. On the day I was driving home, I noticed my ankles, both of them, but particularly my left ankle was like hugely swollen. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I was worried the whole drive home that it was something bad, but yeah. So just be safe, be careful. One thing though, but seeing the USS Van Sitters. Anyway, seeing that name made me feel better about my ship being called the USS Foley. Like, last names as a ship name are not unheard of, so I feel better, because I always thought that was kind of stupid. But there was a reason I named it the Foley. So, I don't know. Can be a sign of arthritis or even an allergic reaction. Okay, well, take care of yourself, Mark. Hope it gets better. Hope everything's fine. Sign of arthritis, really? Grant McGregor throws in $10. $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Just want to say, feels good to be right about the episode. Down to the Texas being a replacement for the Cali class. Feels good, man. Also, how old are Cali classes if Texas concept was that old? That's a good question. And yeah, you're absolutely right. You pulled it all together, even him knowing about the Breen insurgency and all that, and setting up, her to look bad, and you did it. You called it. You're amazing. Good job. I still want my $250. I was hoping you were wrong. That's while I'm watching, I'm going, fucking Grant. But hey, it's okay. Compression sauce help too, Mark. Yes, compression sauce are good for that. But that's more for a chronic condition where your lower extremities always swell. Shouldn't need to buy compression socks if it's an occasional thing. And I've only had it I would say twice in my whole life. So, but yeah, that's what compression socks are for. Keep the blood flow where it's supposed to be. But let's all give a round of applause to Grant for guessing it. That was amazing. And he got all the little intricacies of it as well. So Grant, I don't know if you saw the episode early. If you knew somebody that worked on it, they told you. If you wrote it, you didn't write it because Mike McMahon did. But congratulations to you, sir. Golf clap. Good job. Either that or you're just a conspiracy theorist guy. Jaws, the only thing I got wrong was how the Texas class would go rogue. I really thought Agamus and Peanut Hamper would be involved. It would have made sense, yeah. Fleetpaw, always good to have them on hand, just in case. I don't have any on hand. And why would you put compression socks on your hands? I put them on my feet. You see what I did there? See what I did there, Fleetpaw? I'm just messing with you, man. It is always good to have them on feet, just in case. You get a raise, Grant. You go from making $0 to nada. I'm laughing my ass off. Sounds like one of your promotions, Fleetpaw. Went from nil to nada to niente to zip to zilch to zero. Mark Henson, I think they swelled because I fell asleep in my desk chair and all the blood flowed downward. Possibly. You fell asleep in your desk chair, man. Falling asleep in your desk chair is just a bad idea. Why would you do that? It's just... Semantics. Potato. General Grievous, Cali class, we're at least round by the early TNG seasons, era grants. Yeah, they've been around for a while, probably 20 years. Something like that. They were older than the Galaxy class, so that tells you something. Yeah, Badgie should team up with Peanut Hamper and Agamus. Oh, I think that's going to happen in season 4. Absolutely. New form of digital art, observing man snooze live. Yes, please pay me. Peter Lukaku, $10. I honestly think the 80s and 90s were the best time. What was your best era? 80s and 90s. For everything. If you're just talking Trek, 80s and 90s. If you're talking like everything, late 70s to mid 90s. Wonder, has anyone fell asleep live? Biden has. He's old, man. Give him a break. Kashink says it was a good finale. Absolutely. Like I said, it felt more like it could have been a series finale as opposed to a season finale. But wait a minute, in the UK, it was a series finale. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was a season finale. Hands off your snaky. What? Yeah, the 90s fell apart towards the end. There was a radio presenter died live on air in the UK this week. What the hell? I hope to die on a live. That'd be great. If I die on a live, I want everyone to super chat. I want it to be the most super chat filled live because I'll basically be slumped over. And there's nothing to just fill up the screen with super chats. So when Samuel finds out about it, he can be like, that's great. That's what you call dead air, sir. It's funny that was brought up just because I've kind of had a pain in my chest, a tightness for the most of this live. I just don't want to say that because everybody's like, oh, go to the hospital, do this. It's like, no, just relax. I'm good. I'll be fine. If it's a heart attack, it's a heart attack. I'll just walk that shit off, power through it, be a man. It's not a heart attack. That's like the cat in the box. The presenter was live and not at the same time. Sorry. Get it checked out, cat. Here we go. Here come the get it checked outs. No, man. Once I went in because I literally thought I was having a heart attack. Literally. Sylvia and myself were out for dinner. A nice romantic supper. And I'm like, I really fucking feel like I should go to the hospital. Went to the hospital and we're there for 5.5, maybe 6 hours. to find out there was nothing wrong. Fuck that. Ain't doing that again. I fucking hate hospitals. I'm not going to sit in a hospital for hours on end just to be told that nothing is wrong. So, no. Sorry. 10 out of 10 for The Stars at Night. Okay, I want somebody... I know that's how it works. I don't really care. Anyway, I want to know what the fuck the episode title meant. Usually you can put together what the title means in relation to the story, but what does All the Stars at Night fucking mean? It just mean there were so many Cali class ships it looked like the sky was full of stars because there were so many ships. Is that it? Or is there another meaning that I'm missing? Let us know. Oh yeah, Fleetpog, I'll have my back. It's all good. I had to go to my... Could have died waiting. Probably I had to go to my son's middle school Halloween band concert tonight, and oh my god, that was the longest 2 hours of my life. I was just had a heart attack. Right? It's a song about Texas. The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart. Okay. Okay. I hope Tilling can control her emotional outbursts. Let me read that again. I hope Tillin can control her emotional outbursts in season 4. I'd hate to see her go to Starbase 80. Peter Lukaku throws in $2 and said Squadra Course ×2. Devo77X, the stars at night are big and bright. Claps deep in the throat. Deep in the heart of Texas. Deep in the throat of Texas. Ahova Harry says, oh. General Grievous, we want a Pon Farr episode, LOL. Oh my god. General Grievous, you pervert, you. Freudian slip, Captain. Oh, deep in the throat of Texas, yes. 100% agree. My dental surgeon scared me this spring during an operation. They seemed panicked about my heart, went to urgent care and told me that after $1,000 of tests that I wasn't going to die from a heart attack. Yeah, well, in Canada we don't have to pay, but you have to fucking wait sometimes. And so... Wow, we know what's on your mind, pervert. SC Scout Guy, if you have ever watched Pee-wee's Big Adventure, you have heard Deep in the Heart of Texas. I've seen, now that you've mentioned the song, I know the song, and I have seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure, but it just made no sense in relation to the episode for me. Now, because Texas class, okay, I get it. I never once thought of a song title or song lyrics when I heard the title of the episode. I was really looking for more meaning, because usually it's pretty obvious what the episode titles are referring to. But, wonder, does Vulcan have Pon Farr districts? Really? Joseph Barbado, anyone catch that latest Doctor Who episode? No, I have not. I'm sure other people have. Many people have asked me about it. No one's been happy with my response. No, I have not seen it. So anyway, great episode of Lower Decks. Good finale to a mediocre season. Honestly, the first 5 episodes this season, well, first one was good, but like there's about 4 or 5 episodes this season that are just kind of eh. So getting over the mediocrity near the end of the season was good, and great way to wrap it up. So it'll be interesting to see where it scores tomorrow. So please join us at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow for our live review and breakdown of it, because that's when we'll give our scores and do the complete breakdown and discussion. So join us. Hopefully the phallic-shaped sonic device will be gone now. Okay, Jaws. I tried to tell an American about the benefits of universal nationalized health care. His response, enjoy your month-long waiting times and death panels. Yeah, well, they're fucking stupid. There's no month-long waiting times, for fuck's sakes, if it's an important thing. Whatever. I skipped her whole run except that episode. No one in Star Trek has seen Terminator, it seems. This is like the third time AIs have gone wild. I don't like Doctor Who, it's just repetitive, says Trekyards. SC Scout Guy, were there any Easter eggs when Rutherford was doing his infrared scan at the end of the episode? I'm sure there are. We haven't really focused on it yet. We'll do that tomorrow, but I'm sure there are. I hope to see the Texas class again. It is a Rutherford designed starship. Mark Henson, usually when I think of Deep in the Heart of Texas, it brings my mind to the Chuck Berry song, Sweet Little 16. Squadron Course, Trekyards says, I know, I watched until Tenet, used to love it. The only Doctor Who's I've seen is Christopher Eckert, whatever, the first, the return of Doctor Who, that guy, who was in it for not very long. Watched Matt Smith, watched Capaldi, and that's it. Didn't watch David Tennant. Don't really like David Tennant. The fact that he regenerated into himself because he's an arrogant prick really bothered me. Eccleston, that's his name. Thank you, the other guy. Yeah, David Tennant can... I'd probably like it if I watched them, but I just don't care to, honestly. So, are there any songs about Ontario? Oh, probably. Used to love it too. Really liked Matt Smith's first season. Matt Smith was great. I like Matt Smith. Dream Out There, I love the recent era. The ending of Jodie was really, really good. The ending of Jodie. Trek or not, who is your favorite superhero character and who is your favorite Batman or Superman and Batman actors? Who's my favorite superhero character? Honestly, growing up, it was Superman. I love Superman. Now I'd probably say Batman. Who's my favorite Batman actor? That's tough. They all have really good things going for them. I think Robert Pattinson, whatever the fuck his name is, did a good job. But honestly, Bale was good, but I think I prefer Ben Affleck the best. And as for Superman, you got to go with Christopher Reeve. He is Superman, essentially. But Henry Cavill is a great new age Superman. So those are really tough questions. I recently started watching videos about Canadian myths and urban legends, and now I'm hooked. Never knew you guys had so many spooky stories. Oh, we do. We got a lot of crazy shit up here. What's your favorite question? Just kidding. Yeah, I fucking hate what's your favorite questions. Adam, Oh, Adam West, obviously. No one messes with that. Adam obviously. Some doctors handle it better than others, but it's explained when they regenerate. It's quite painful. Your whole body pretty much tears apart and remakes itself. So I could understand the fear somewhat. Dean Cain was alright as Superman, but Tennant's back as the 14th Doctor. See, I may watch it just for that, because it sounds like an interesting episode. Your pug just came into view. What a cutie. They're saying you're cute. Super chat for the pug. Pug appearance, pug appearance. Pug alert, pug alert. We're coming up on the 2-hour mark here, guys. I've kind of run out of things to say about the episode. Plus, I want to go downstairs and finish watching Tales of the Jedi. If they remade Slides, who could play the character? Oh, Sliders? I don't know. Peter Lukaku, $5. Do you think there is an ultimate story to Lower Decks before its completion? Yes. And I think it ties in with the intros, each season intro with that Borg battle. What I think is going to happen is Agamus and Peanut Hamper and Badgie are going to team up, and they're going to call the Borg. They're going to team up with the Borg, maybe infect some Borg, maybe give the AIs a bad name, hence the ban on AIs when Picard comes around. And it's going to be representative of that battle at the beginning. It's always changing. Each season, there's different ships there. There's the Packlids, there's the Romulans, and then, there's some, each season it's different. So I think it's going to tie in somewhat with that, because I know Mike McMahon has ideas, he has plans going into it that he wants to do. So that's what I think is going to happen. $100 bet. A Texas class survived, and the episode will be called The Lone Star. Ooh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. I think you're probably right on that. Can replicators replicate replicators? Replicators can replicate the parts to make another replicator, but I don't think they can replicate a replicator. I want the Cerritos to get destroyed instead of them getting bailed out. It would have a deeper emotional impact like losing the Enterprise for Kirk. I'm sure that will happen, actually. And I can see the series ending with the Cerritos getting destroyed and being all sad and da-da-da-da-da. And they're going to get assigned a new ship, and it's going to be the Cerritos A. It's going to get the special dispensation for getting the A, because the Cerritos has had such a legendary career as a Cali-class ship. And it's going to be like a newer version. It's going to be cool. I can see that happening. Can a replicator replicate a replicator replicating a replicator? Yes, yes, and yes. In Stargate, a replicator can replicate a replicator. Fun fact, starships at warp do not travel faster than light. The space around them does. It's true. Can we get 9 more likes? We're at 91 likes. We're 9 away from 100, which would be a fantastic number to hit this live. So if you guys can hit that like button if you haven't, we'd really appreciate it. Cali class with sovereign class parts. Yeah. Well, Freeman doesn't like that. She doesn't like it coming out looking all sovereign-y. So, how many replicators can replicate a I knew I was going to fuck that up. How many replicators can a replicator replicate if a replicator could replicate replicators? But yes, go catch up on Prodigy, General Grievous. I'll be doing a live about that tomorrow night. SC Scout guy said, I was kind of disappointed that there was not a USS Orville in tonight's episode. Okay. Medal for that man. Which man? Oh, medal for me? For saying, how many replicators can a replicator replicate if a replicator could replicate replicators? Yeah, I should just set that as my Facebook status. I think I might steal that Fleetpaw. Or not Fleetpaw. I think I might steal that Trek or not. You read the Replicator Twister. I did. All right, guys. I'm going to call it there. Please join us tomorrow. Relax. Please join us tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when we do the complete review and breakdown of this episode and bore my dog. Tune in and take part in the conversation. We want to hear your thoughts on it as well, plus your scores. We're not going to do that tonight. We'll do that tomorrow, and hopefully we'll see what Samuel says about it. Peter Lukaku, though, throws in $5 and says, have you pre-ordered Modern Warfare 2 and will you live stream it? I have pre-ordered it, and I've already started playing the campaign because it's early access for the campaign right now. But considering I had to finish Prodigy, and I also got Gotham Knights, and stuff like that, I haven't had much of a chance to play it. I played like the first mission. Will I be live streaming it? No, probably not. Who wants to see me shooting people on Trekyards channel? I might consider streaming it from the Captain Foley personal channel, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. So, thank you so much. I never got the other campaign since I bought a physical copy. Oh, man. Halloween live? Possibly. What night is Halloween? The 31st. I know that's the 31st. Dumbasses. It is Monday night. Yeah, probably. I'll probably see if I'll go out and do a live on Monday night. Walk around. Depends on the weather, honestly. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see, won't we? Dress you up. What do you want to dress up as? Did you just move over to be off camera? Wow. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Halloween stuff. We'll see. I would like to do one, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, on that note, have a good night. I'm going to go check out the rest of Tales of the Jedi. Ooh. Good night, everybody.